What's up, y'all? We are back with another episode of God Overall podcast.
Sound a little bit out of breath there.
Yeah, I don't know why I was. Anyway.
You was holding your breath, that's why. Before we started.
Before we start, I just hold my breath. I go, and then I come in like that. But no, I hope everyone's doing good. I know we're blessed.
And
highly favored. I'm Sam, and this is my wife, Nadja. I'm going to use my whole name. I'm Samuel, and this is my wife, Nadja. And if this is your first time watching us, what's up?
Hey.
Glad you came through. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, do anything you like to do to interact with us, and we'll interact right back with you.
Yep.
So we're going to get started today with a game. She has a game in store for us.
Couples quiz. See how well we know each other.
Lord.
There's a lot of questions. There's 22 questions. I'm going to just choose 5.
Okay.
And see who knows who better. We're going to start off easy. Like, real easy. What is your partner's favorite color?
That's easy. We have the same favorite color.
What is
blue?
Is that for me you're saying? Right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. His favorite color is blue.
Your favorite color is blue.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I technically have 2 favorite colors.
I'm going with the primary favorite color.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to him.
Thank you.
Okay. What is your partner's go-to social media network?
All right, you go first.
For you, I'm going to say Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, this is tough because
Hell.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reels.
Yeah. That's 2, right?
Yeah. 2 for 2.
What's next? What's next? What's next?
Okay. Okay. What is... Okay, hold on, wait. How do I say this?
What?
What's your favorite type of snack? Salty or sweet?
Oh, okay.
You go first because I went first last.
Okay. For her, snack, though. You're not a big snacker. I'm going to have to say salty because I don't see her eating sweet snacks. Yeah.
Good job. Okay, so
All right.
for you, I feel like this is hard.
It's really not.
We aren't huge snackers. That is the thing.
No.
But I think for you, it would be sweet.
Sweet?
Yeah.
Snack?
Yeah. No?
I'll give that to you. I think I'm both, though.
Yeah, I feel like I could have a taste for one or the other, but most of the time it'll be salty.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think it's like in the middle because if I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and don't fry me in the comments, I know that's childish, but...
That is true. He eats a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Because, I mean, that's like the perfect combination of salty and sweet to me. So that's why I'm saying both. But yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You ain't wrong.
Let me think of one that's harder.
What do you mean think? Just
I don't see
read one.
Some of these ain't hard enough.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Okay. What's your partner's favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Oh, my. We don't even really eat dessert. We don't even eat dessert like that.
Well. Oh, wait. Do I have to go first? I think it's my turn to go first. Oh,
Yep.
shoot. What's your favorite dessert?
You tell me because I don't know.
I feel like your favorite dessert is frozen yogurt.
Favorite dessert? That's a dessert?
It's something sweet and I don't know. That's not a dessert. I think a dessert is anything that's sweet.
I really don't know the answer to that. So I'm just
Bro.
going to say yeah. That's my favorite dessert.
You don't have one? Is that what
I
you're
don't
saying?
think I do.
Well, what's mine?
Frozen yogurt. Frozen yogurt.
No.
Is it ice cream? It's ice cream.
It's honestly it's either chocolate chip cookies and ice cream, brownies and ice cream, or apple pie and ice cream. But something
okay.
with
It's
ice
apple
cream.
pie and ice
Something
cream.
warm with ice cream.
It's apple pie and ice cream. It's not no cookies and it's not no brownies.
I've had both of those. I mean, we don't eat brownies as much, but it's got to be something warm and some vanilla ice cream. Because that's just going to
All right, that one was a throwaway because we don't even really eat dessert like that. Like, people be thinking I'm weird. Like, when I was on my trip, they was like, we had all finished eating. They said, all right, y'all ready for dessert? And I was just like, no, I'm good. They was like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
It was like, we got to get the dessert menu. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I just
When
don't
you eat
want
at
it.
a restaurant, you don't really be wanting dessert
I just don't want it.
because they give you so much food.
I know.
All right,
Last one.
Last one. Do they prefer a cozy night in or a wild night out?
A wild night out is crazy.
I feel like this is a bad one for us.
Can we just say a night in or a night out?
Or a night out.
Because
okay.
wild is like,
okay.
what?
Or a night out. We not wild over here.
Man. Oh, it's my turn. You would prefer a cozy night in. Of course.
My blanket.
Of course.
I think you would also prefer a cozy night in. But I'm probably more of the one that would be like, let's go out. Let's dance.
I'm gonna spit my water out.
No, but
Get over here. Let's dance. Yeah. But it's like, I'm always like down to go out though. It's just like I don't always initiate going out. If we went out 10 times, I probably initiated 3 of them. So
I feel like I'm more of like, let's go out when it's summertime. Like, because I mean, it's summer.
Yeah.
So there's a lot you could do, especially at night. So
we know each other pretty well when it comes to what we like or what we dislike.
fun little game.
But I will say
That probably helped y'all get to know us more so than really.
True.
Those questions probably weren't hard enough.
But I will say in marriage is more than learning what you like and dislike. Is learning who that person is truly on the inside that everyone doesn't get to see. And that's something we've been learning each day.
You just got deep on us.
Yeah, my bad. I had to take it there real quick. But that's something we've been learning in marriage. And I feel like that's something you learn in any relationship. Like when you go beyond that surface of what you like, what you dislike, it gets very, very personal. Because everyone can know what you like and dislike just by being around you. They don't have to be in a relationship with you. But
I mean, they have to be in some form of relationship, but like they don't have to be in a deep relationship.
Or committed relationship. But yeah.
But yeah, I think through the years, we're going on 3 years this October of marriage. And I think through the years, we've done a pretty good job, in my opinion, of developing a friendship. Not even developing a friendship, because we had the friendship before marriage, but like maintaining the friendship.
Yeah.
And having that be kind of aside from, God, being that next level to the foundation of our relationship.
Yeah.
And I think it's been really beneficial, in my opinion.
Especially during hard times.
Yeah. And I think the big thing, too, is like when you view your partner as your friend, there's less expectation I put on my friends than I would my husband. And now, while I view you as my friend, I'm still going to have expectations of you, yes. But when we're in that friend mode, it's almost like, I don't know, it's just not so much pressure around need to be doing this as a husband, and just being there for one another as individuals.
Yeah. And I think even sometimes like us approaching conversation, like I can speak, like we had a conversation last week and I'm telling you how I'm feeling about something. And I can tell that the way you were speaking to me as you're my husband and I'm going to need you to get yourself together and figure this out. And that's really what I needed, rather than you just being just a friend in that instance, rather than saying, oh, yeah, it's okay. It'll be all right. Now, there are times for that. Yeah. But then there's some times where I need to hear, like, motivation as, like, the head of the house. Like, I'm going to need you to get your stuff together and, talk to God and figure this out. Yeah. So it's just cool to see like the different dynamics in our relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are really good friends. Like we have a lot of fun even if we're not doing anything. Like we just be laughing at each other.
We just like each other's company. And I think that's just something that we should all look for. That should be a big ticket item. You should look for someone you like. Now, don't get me wrong. There's sometimes I don't like him all that much. But most of the time, I like him. You know, it's not necessarily you I don't like. It's sometimes, you know, maybe your actions.
Something I've done,
Yeah, something you did. Something
act.
you said.
Yeah.
But, you know, I still love you.
And I like how when we, you know, started dating, I feel like we got comfortable with each other fast. But I do think that's because neither one of us were putting like this huge pressure on the other.
Yeah.
To show up in the way we wanted each other to show up without fully knowing each other yet. So you don't even know if I'm capable of showing up as your husband because I'm not even your friend yet.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes like in relationships, that's a disconnect because it's like when you're getting to know someone, like your friends, right? So it's like if I'm trying to get to know you, but I'm already having these expectations that you are my husband, you are my boyfriend. I mean, it could scare people away, or it could like you could just get your expectations not met, and that can like deter you from wanting to continue in a relationship. So I like how we didn't put that pressure on each other. We were just having fun. It is what it was, what it was, and what it was is what it is now.
You know what?
So, bars.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying with that. Like sometimes, and I feel like I've been guilty of that in the past. Well, probably
I know I have.
Maybe not.
I've been guilty of that in the past, like past relationships you talking about.
Yeah.
I've always like looked at the person I'm dating like, oh yeah, this got to be the one. Like I've always had that in the back of my mind.
Right.
And so I always put this pressure on this person. Like, and that's something I'm noticing, even though, you know, they weren't perfect on their end. That's something I feel like I constantly did. Like they got to show up this way because in my mind, this person is going to be forever, if you know what I'm saying.
So you're saying that with me, you let go of that mindset?
I did.
Oh, okay.
And I could honestly say, number one, because it was unexpected. Like me meeting you and you being how you were. So I was just like, man, I'm going to just let go of that expectation and just have fun. And also because it was long distance, like I didn't have, I'm going to honestly say I wasn't able to put that expectation on you because you weren't always here.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think that long distance like honestly helped us out.
Yeah, I think long distance definitely played a big part in how us building that friendship foundation, because all we really had was conversation.
All we had was what's the name? Not chat, but
banter.
That's
boy.
We had a little banter.
You know, get him off the Perfect Match and you know all them like dating
shows.
I
love those accents, yo. It's just so funny to me. They don't like tease. We had a little bit of banter. Can I put you for a chat?
Please do not be offended if you are
can I put you for a chat?
From UK or British or anything.
It's just tough. I love the accent. If you're watching this from the UK, that's all I'm saying.
But yeah, you know, that long distance definitely made it to where we just prioritize conversation. And I 100% have seen that expectation of not even like, sometimes it won't be necessarily, oh, this one's gonna be my husband.
Right.
Just the expectation of this guy's gonna be my boyfriend. Like even that, like I didn't go into our connection thinking, oh, I'm gonna be his girlfriend. Now after a certain amount of like a certain level of talking and exchanging how we feel about each other, okay, it's like, okay, yes, now I can kind of expect that this will move along. Yeah. But in the initial phase, I didn't allow my attraction to you or my desire for a husband or a boyfriend to like just make me put that on you, put you in that role before you were really even qualified in my
because I was not qualified, if I'm being honest, straight out the gate.
And that's not even like the mind, like what I'm saying, but I'm just saying like sometimes we be trying to kind of put people in that role, and
ain't
they like,
even,
but what have they even shown you to even be trying to make them that? You know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
I think, you know, we just did what anyone should do, is get to know each other genuinely, authentically, by being ourselves, and not rushing anything.
It's good. And I kind of want to go back to that conversation piece. Like, even though we were long distance, I feel like the conversations that we had made us connect on a deeper level and feel like we were there for each other. Because I think, like, that's the big part about conversation, and kind of something we got to wrap our minds around when it comes to relationship with God, is that, you know, because some people may think God is far away, but the more conversation you have with him, you realize he's in here, like he's right beside you.
Right.
So I truly believe that conversation and literally talking brings people closer. And I mean, we're just witnesses to that.
Yeah. And I think too, being vulnerable, being open, because when it comes to long distance, I mean, most people don't want to do that, right? Most people are like,
I mean, that's true.
I can't do long distance, whether it's a lack of being able to trust, or you just want to be able to be around that person all the time. Whatever the case may be, a lot of people aren't with the long distance, or it could have been a bad experience with it.
Yeah.
But I think what kept us was just having or building a genuine connection. But
And that's God.
it took time, because it wasn't like either one of us was like super vulnerable. We were open,
Yeah.
but I think it took a bit of patience on both of our end for us to be vulnerable with one another and open up in a deeper way.
Yep.
Because I know there would be times where you would like be in a mood, or if I can tell something is wrong with you, but you wouldn't really communicate it to me. And sometimes I felt like, well, maybe because this is how I am, I felt like maybe I should just keep asking questions, because sometimes for me it's like I need to know that you really care for me to like open up to you. So to me, you showing you care is asking questions.
True.
But for you, it was kind of like a time thing of like, you just had to allow yourself to trust, or that you could confide in me. And then eventually, I don't know, I feel like you told me there was a specific time where you knew that you could trust me, or that I really cared, or something
Yeah,
like that.
because I told you about family issues.
Oh, okay.
And, of course, like living issues that was happening with me. But that's when I knew, is because, like, first of all, you didn't, like, beat it out of me to tell you. We were just chatting. And I was like, man, I feel so comfortable right now, I could tell you anything. So I just told you what was going on. And, like, your reaction was very, you know, comforting. And it wasn't like you were judging or anything like that. You were just having a conversation and relating to what I was going through with things that happened with you.
Right.
And I think that's always good, to be able to relate to people. And that's the genuinity. Is that a word? The genuineness.
Yeah.
The
That's a
authenticity,
word.
I'll say. And that's the authenticity of relationship, being able to relate with things that are going on with people, not being so, you know, caught up in yourself that you don't even realize, like, wow, I went through a similar situation like this.
Right,
Let me relate to you, because then you don't feel alone in
Yeah.
this. So,
Or even asking questions. I think that's a big thing. It's like, in any relationship, you don't want it to be one-sided.
facts.
So if someone is asking deeper questions that show that they care about what's going on in your life, then you would reciprocate that if you're genuinely interested, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it goes to show, if someone isn't reciprocating that they're not genuinely interested. But at the same time, like, you can't force.
That's facts.
That's something you can't force. And I think we just had it's the right kindred spirit.
And I truly believe that was God, because I wasn't like this in the past.
Okay.
If I'm being 100%. So yeah, I was very like judgy when people would tell me certain stuff.
Really?
This is like,
Really?
and I would just kind of hold that in the back of my mind, like I'm gonna remember this because that was wild, and like bring it up.
Were people telling you some really wild stuff?
I mean, nothing like terrible. Like
Oh.
nobody killed nobody.
Oh my
Like,
God.
but just stuff that made them seem unworthy to be like with me.
Oh wow.
And that's just like a prideful thing, and
Yeah.
I'm glad it's over with. You know what I'm saying? I'm more receptive to hear what people got to say and not judge them, but try to relate to them and ask questions about it. But it's like sometimes, and that's the thing, I think sometimes when we are in or trying to be in relationships, people tell us something about them, and we already got it made up in my mind that this is who they are, rather than thinking, okay, this was just an instance, or this is just something they were going through. It's just a part of their journey. Like we like to associate that with that's just who they are,
Who they will always be.
who they will always be, and it's not at all. So
That's so interesting because I feel like I was like the opposite. Like I should have been a little more picky with who I was giving my time. I was
pretty
like, I was pretty like understanding and like, well, I mean,
and there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's just
Yeah.
like showing compassion, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it ain't.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I came to my senses, right? And I was just like, okay, this person is not who I need in my life.
All right, so I got a question real quick. We about to change it up before we end. What was the best part about dating me? Even though we're still dating each other, but like in that phase of getting to know each other,
Best part?
what was your favorite part
Dating.
about dating me? Getting to know me.
Probably for me, it was the fact that I could fully be myself, and how do I put this in words? So, okay, I have to like
She about to
expound
break it down.
because in the past I felt like I was confident in who I was as a child of God and just in my relationship with Jesus that, I would be that. I'm going to be that way with anyone. And I'm not afraid to tell you, like, this is what I believe. This is, who I am. But there would be times where that person is not pouring into me in that way.
Got you.
So I feel like my favorite part was like the fact that I could do Bible study with you. I could read with you. I could talk about God with you. And even though you were not like this perfect person that just had it all together and had a perfect relationship with Christ too,
Right.
It was something that genuinely interested you and you were actively pursuing God for yourself. So I think for me that was something new and something I wanted to hold on to because I'm like, it's not often you find men that really like want to have a relationship with God and are making the effort to and are initiating Bible study and prayer and all that stuff. So I was like, well, that's the type of man I'm trying to be around. That's the type of leadership that is needed, spiritual over everything, honestly. And so that was my favorite part, I think.
Okay. I'm not going to answer it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I made her do all that. Mine is very simple. My favorite part about getting to know you was like understanding you more and more each day, because you weren't like super transparent. Like I couldn't figure you out all like from the jump, like if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that was the best part about it to me, is because I got to challenge myself, of course, and then also see you be challenged with opening up and being real and honest about how you felt about me in certain circumstances,
Right.
and also how you felt about yourself in certain circumstances. So I think that was the best part, seeing It's seeing, honestly, the growth, like seeing it,
Seeing my growth.
seeing both,
Oh,
like seeing both of our growth. Yeah, and that was a favorite. That was my favorite part. And also coming to visit,
oh yeah.
like them road trips. I'm
times
going to see my girl.
Yeah, that really made the. You know what? We still have to make that trip because my parents are in Maryland. We're in Virginia, so we still make that same trip, but we do it together. But the excitement was different when we was dating. It's like, oh, I could take this little 3-hour drive. This ain't nothing.
It was almost 4.
It was longer.
3 hours. It was almost 4. It was like 3:45. Anyway.
So for me, a big thing when it came to, because I always got like mysterious. That was the word that people would use when describing me. You're mysterious, like
Peculiar.
Maybe they didn't say that word. But
that's really what it was.
Yeah, and so I think the reason I was that way, not super transparent and like I've never been like the type of person to just talk about myself, is because at some point like I just felt as though people didn't really care. So I had this inner belief that people don't really care about you and what you got going on, like you're not that interesting and things like that. And so it was actually like an insecurity type of thing of like, people wouldn't really be interested in hearing what I have to say or learning more about me. Right. And it was also triggered from like being in certain relationships and it being one-sided. Like they would take and I wouldn't really get anything from the relationship, or they would always be the one talking about their problems but never really care to ask about how I was doing or what's going on with me. And so getting to know you was a growing process for me in learning how to be transparent and open, whether you ask questions or not. I think the questions thing is something that stuck with me even into marriage. Was like, and even in like conflict resolution stuff, like if you didn't ask me a specific question, I felt like, oh, he doesn't care. Like he doesn't even care about me. Like there's no point even talking to you. And that was something I had to like undo. That like it was like a habit at that point. It's like if you don't ask me a specific question, or if you don't kind of press to get something out of me, then you don't care. And I learned that was one of my unhealthy traits in our first year of marriage. And so I think I'm getting much better at that. At this point too, is like there's trust built, and I don't feel afraid to tell you how I feel. So I think that's been a big thing, is that you've shown yourself trustworthy. You haven't always responded perfectly, but
of course not.
You're a pretty patient guy.
Thank you. That's the fruit of the spirit the whole time. Because like I was saying this to you earlier, I'm like, I'm thankful for peace.
Yeah.
Because because I will say, especially in our first year of marriage, I wasn't paid. And it's weird, right? Because you wanted me to ask a specific question, but I'm pressing you with the wrong questions, I guess, if you know what I'm saying, rather than giving you time to actually reevaluate and be comfortable with telling me a certain thing. I would just press you with question after question after question that's not even close to the question you really want me to ask, or it's not even along the same lines of what you want to open up about. Right. So that patience thing has definitely gone pretty far, because I know like when we were dating and me saying seeing you grow and become more transparent when you weren't being transparent, man, I would be so impatient. I'm just like, yo, like what did I do wrong? Like just talk to me. But nah, that I've definitely learned patience being with you because you are a patient person. Like, let me tell you, she moves on her own time. I'm just
that's a shot.
No, this is not really a shot. Like, I think it's a good thing because I've learned from you in that aspect.
Okay.
I've learned from you because usually when people would be like, we about to do this, do that, unless it's like authoritative, then I wouldn't take my time. I'm like, yeah, I got to do this for them. Just because they asked me right now, like, rather than, taking my time with it so I don't stress myself. But that's something I learned from you in marriage. Like, it's just the simplest things. It's just like, we got to do something. But, you taking your time, like making sure you're getting ready, you're not rushing or anything like that. So that's very commendable, I will say.
I was told, this is a story I never forget. When I was in kindergarten, I had to go to the bathroom, and my mom, I guess it was like a parent-teacher meeting or something. So I asked my mom, can I go to the bathroom? And my mom was like, yeah, hurry up. Or something of that sort. And my kindergarten teacher said, Naja doesn't know how to hurry up. Like, I don't think she grasped that concept.
Yo, that's funny. No, that's facts, though.
Hurrying, rushing gives me a lot of anxiety. Yeah. So I like to take my time. And even when it comes to, like, clients and stuff, like, if they request things of me, like, a lot of them like to do it on the weekend, funnily enough. Maybe because that's when their free time is. Yeah. But that's my I'm not working. So that's, like, one thing is, like, okay, well, I understand you want something, but it's going to have to wait till the weekday. Because this is my time now. And
we can all learn from you in the patience aspect. You are very patient.
Well, thanks. That's good to know because sometimes I don't feel like I am.
Love is patient. But... Like, you're more patient than, like, a majority of the people in the world.
Wow.
I'm serious, though. I've met a lot of people.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of impatient people.
You're by far one of the most patient I've met. So, wow. And that's making me more patient too. So
I receive that. So
I appreciate your patience. That's a
bar. What is something that you had to learn in our first year of marriage?
I think I had to learn, honestly, spiritual warfare.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Or how to operate in spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Because I've never been, like, of course, being like the head of the household and, stuff like that. There's a certain level of spiritual warfare that you have to understand. Like recognizing some situations as this is an attack of the enemy rather than she tripping.
Right.
Like, differentiating the two. Yeah. Because, sometimes I'm like, oh, she just tripping. Yeah. But the whole time, no, this is an attack of the enemy and you need to start praying for her.
Right.
Or you need to pray for yourself in this instance and go to the word and see what it says about a situation like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not
definitely operating in spiritual warfare for sure.
That whole thing of not fighting against flesh and blood.
There you go.
That was a big one too.
Mm-hmm. I think that's forever going to be something we grow in.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like new situations and new attacks of the enemy that we aren't scared of, and y'all shouldn't be either. The enemy gonna try.
He gonna try.
That's all he can do is try. You know what I'm saying? But
we stay prayed up.
Yes, ma'am.
He's not successful.
He's not successful.
Honestly, in our first year of marriage, I had to go through a little bit of a grieving process.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Because, I mean, of course, this is our first marriage, so we don't literally, like, you could do a lot to prepare for marriage, but it's like once you're in it, there's still so much to learn about yourself and about how to be a good partner to your husband or wife. And so I had to go through a grieving process because I moved away from my family. I technically, like, moved away from home legit for the first time. The times I've been away from home, it was for school, so it wasn't like I knew it wasn't permanent. And then I came back home in the summer, so it was like it's not the same, right? Yeah. So moving away from home for the first time, and just really becoming an adult for the first time, it was like a reality shock.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a lot of people, it's not the same because you maybe get married later on in life after you're already established and have your own place and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have that, so it was a huge just adjustment, taking on daily, well not daily, but weekly grocery shopping and cooking and
Yep.
every meal. It was like,
But you've been doing great.
oh
so.
my God, like what have I got myself into? Like, and not in a bad way, but just like this is a new life. I'm
A new
literally
normal.
saying goodbye to the person that I was before I got married. And I've joined myself, I've made myself one with this person. And that was like, that took a good minute to like fully like wrap my head around.
Mm-hmm.
I think now I'm finally starting to be like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. And we're going into year 3.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share that because it's just to help anyone who may be on the younger side and, engaged or about to get married real soon or just got married, and you're feeling that feeling also of like, I think before, all I felt was excitement because this is what I wanted, right?
Yeah.
But then once you get into it, it's like, ooh, all right.
It's different.
Like, it's still good, yes, but there is still a life change.
And it's not as easy as
Yeah.
I guess the world makes it seem. Or
Yeah.
like social
And it's
media.
okay to grieve
Yeah.
a former version of yourself. Like,
I grieve too.
you have to. Yeah.
Especially on the aspect of I have to consult you before I, you know what I'm saying, just do whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, like before we was like married, I just did what I wanted, when I wanted, how I wanted, and like I didn't have anyone to answer to like, how do you feel about us doing this or me doing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there was none of that.
Right.
And like also, if you didn't come into the picture, I feel like I would be 100% of my time would be in working. So, and I had no issue with that especially when it came to like career or hobbies, things I just desired to do. I can still do them, but I feel like I'm more effective in them because I have like a relationship with work and also time spent with you and you showing me, that we can get out the house and do other things and stuff like that. So yeah, grieving me just having my way whenever I wanted to was something I had to get used to. Basically, like, I feel like that's what the scripture talks about sometimes when it says a man lays down his life for his family. Of course, like physically, like if you got to step in front of a bullet, do what you got to do. But also your way of life that you wanted for yourself, lay that down because it's about to be different now. Like you got a whole present gift, a woman and a wife who's going to help you see life differently than how you would see it. So, yeah, I grieved that for a little bit. But once I, realized, like, my life's still better. So I was just like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to grieve no more once you
Yeah.
get past that point. So, yeah.
Yeah, like once you get past like that change, that like radical change, of like, okay, life is totally different now. You kind of, you learn, you create your routine, you understand, how this person ticks, and it starts to get easier.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, I was talking to my esthetician, and she was saying how nobody talks about that first year of marriage. And I was just like,
It's true.
I don't know that it's hard. It's probably not the same. It's not the same for everyone, right?
Shouldn't be.
But I just feel like in that first year, it's probably pretty common for there to still be like, okay, this is new. Unless you was already living with the person before, but
Yeah. I'll say in the first year of marriage, it's like there's a lot of learning, of course. A lot of learning. Like you may be overwhelmed or super stimulated with the
it's
amount
like
of learning
a fast-paced course. Like, dang,
that you're doing with your partner.
I'm in regular school and summer school.
I'm in AP classes.
Right.
So there's a lot of that, and there's also a lot of, I would say, uncomfortability in a sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of uncomfortability because a lot of things will be brought to the light.
Yeah.
That you were going through while you were, maybe just dating or living separately.
Right.
So a lot of those, that's uncomfortable. Like someone finding something out about you. Like, for instance, like if you got doo-doo in your drawers, like somebody. No, this is something I've heard before. Like someone finding that out because they see your, laundry. You've never seen that in my laundry. So I'm just saying.
I've never heard of y'all been finding some doo-doo.
I'm being very extreme right now, but I'm saying like someone finding that out is just like that is uncomfortable. If you know what I mean. Anyway,
Ooh.
That's too extreme for you.
But nah, like I understand because I found some stuff out about him, and I was like, hold up. Mm-hmm. And now
Same here.
No, I'm an angel. Say no, but but they weren't like things that were like held secret until, but it was just like you just new things come up always, right? And so it is like fast paced that first year. Mm-hmm. If you have not been living together, you really don't have an understanding of how this person operates in their home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that is something new, a new journey of life together. And kind of, getting those expectations out there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely talked about expectations in the first year. Like, we sat down like, all right, what do you expect from me?
Yeah.
And really, I remember I told you, I was like, I expect for you, like, when I get home, to just be joyful. Like,
really? I don't
you don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
I'm like to be optimistic and joyful. That's what I expect from you. Like, that's an expectation of mine. Because, you never know what we experience at work or outside of here. So that was my main expectation. You don't remember me telling you that?
Maybe vaguely.
Yeah. But that was literally it. I was like, please. And if you're not, I understand, but let's talk about it. So, But yeah, that's a little recap, y'all. First year of marriage. Yeah. I don't know if you got anything else before we end.
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think pretty much, the gist of it is being patient and taking your time to learn this person and just having the mindset, like, instead of like being like, okay, this person's automatically just going to operate on 100% husband mode. Like, he going to have it down pat.
Yo.
Maybe there's some rare cases out there where they just got it all together. They know exactly what they're doing. But there needs to be a level of grace of like, okay, we're both a husband and wife for the first time here. Mm-hmm. We got some learning to do.
And even if you were husband and wife for the second time, you still got some learning to do. Because,
new individual, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. We'll catch y'all in 2 weeks. The Monday after next for our next episode. If you want to support the channel, all the links are in the description, so you can do so. Any support is appreciated. But also make sure that you subscribe, comment, like, the little things we don't always ask for, but I'm remembering now to tell you. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and share it with somebody. If this episode was good to you, that'll definitely help us out. And it'll definitely help out the person you're sharing it with. So until next time.
Love you guys.
Keep God overall. Peace.
Peace.